Yo and hello everybody, and welcome to a special mobile edition of On the Fly.
No, On the Road with Mike and Ty.
Let's start over. This will be in the outtakes.
Oh.
No, just start over and you could correct me. That's fine. That's what you're trying
brutal.
to do.
It's going to be so bad.
The clap means I'm starting, just so you know.
Have you ever recorded before?
No.
Live on YouTube?
Yo and hello everybody, and welcome to a special mobile edition of On the Fly with Mike and Ty.
On the Road with Mike and Ty.
Sorry, On the Road with Mike and Ty. We are in the truck. We've got Matt and kiddos. Mathis. Jackson in the back. We are heading to Oklahoma for a Chasing Cardboard episode, but we thought while we're going, we'd just shoot it on the fly right now and share with you some thoughts about the hobby. What do you think, Ty? Is that a good idea?
I like it.
Is it hot here?
Oh my gosh. So it's 30 degrees warmer. So Jackson and I walked off the plane and we're like, well, what the heck? Why are we walking into a stove?
You just did. It's an oven. Yes.
Yeah, it's bad.
At least it's not a sauna like in Houston.
Well, so you're here. I haven't told you many of the details yet. You're
Right.
kind of hanging by a thread, which is good. You know, we're going to
Along for the
Oklahoma.
ride. Yep. No,
to see a collection that I bought, but I haven't showed you any pictures.
I've seen nothing.
For the sake of the episode, we kept it totally authentic,
in the dark.
and I can't wait for you to see some of these things that
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So, a couple hobby happenings let's talk about.
Okay.
First thing, everybody's talking about it, the Randy Arozarena, Austin Meadows, definitive autos that aren't really their autos.
Yeah.
What's your immediate reaction to that?
I think Top's in a world of hurt if they can't figure that out quick. They need to release something. I put this on
They
Twitter
did.
too. What did they say?
They said that we recognize these are not that. It looks like they are not their autos. We recognize that they're giving everybody that pulls one, because now everybody's trying to pull them. You get a replacement card, not that card, but an equivalent value card, and an entire new box of definitive.
Wow.
Everybody that has the card.
That's pretty cool.
They released that on Twitter yesterday, I think, day
Okay.
before maybe. And look, the reality is, this probably isn't the first. This is not new to the hobby.
Yeah.
It's blatant, which is what makes it so funny, because if you look at the pictures of them, you can totally, a third grader would be able to tell that wasn't
Yeah.
their autographs. And the fact that it wasn't caught, look, they process a lot of stuff. And in some degree, the card companies have to have some faith that the players are actually fulfilling their end of the deal and signing their stickers and or cards, right?
Fair.
And I do think this is something that probably happens very, very rarely, which is what Top said. He's like, this is a very rare occurrence, and I think that's accurate, right?
They had to say that. They had to do that.
Well, they're making it right. They're giving a replacement card of equal value plus a new box of definitive for those affected. And that's why people are trying to pull it now, because they want the extra card and a whole new box. Like, that's kind of an incentive to pull the card now. But it's not good PR, right? At all.
The logic behind that cracks me up, though. It's like, I want to go buy a box to buy a card that will get me another box. It's like, well, how about buy a box that gets you a really good card?
Right.
I'll just take that.
That's our hobby today, right?
A couple extra free cards.
I'm chasing a card that's not real. Tell me when you'd ever hear that that's a cool thing to do.
So that I can get the opportunity to potentially get a better card that is real.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that is our hobby defined in a simple statement.
Wow.
What about SGC's new slabs, the authentic? They're telling us why they authenticated it, the things that could be wrong, miscut, altered. Do you like that approach? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I've heard about it, and I like any more information is always better to me.
Yeah.
Like, the more they can tell us about what's wrong with the card, in their opinion, the better.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Agreed.
PSA's been doing it for a long time. They'll give you an 8 MC for miscut. Or they've been telling you it's miscut, altered, whatever. I think SGC's finally just, okay, we'll do that too. And that's good for the hobby.
It is good for the hobby.
Speaking of PSA,
Yeah.
so they are, announced finally last Friday, I guess it was, or Thursday, that they are going to be grading on site at the National. And you want to hear the prices? Have you heard the prices?
I have. $250, right?
$250 on site by end of show. Caveat, you have to be a Collectors Club member. So that's $100 a year to be a Collectors Club member. Just to have the opportunity to do this. $250 on site, up to $5,000, I think it is, value, declared value. But then they have this July special going on, for everyone.
Yeah.
Which includes at the National, where you can drop off cards, 150-day turnaround,
Okay.
$199 max value, $18.
Yeah, I saw that. That's insane. You don't have to drop it off either. You saw that. You can mail it in too.
Correct.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be there, you might as well drop it
Yeah.
off. That saves one less insurance and shipping cost.
For sure.
I'm
Genius. I saw that and I immediately thought they're doing it for the base card guys. They want to kind of rejuvenate the people that are trying to get their base cards graded. You think it's for
the set registry guys,
which makes sense too.
The answer is probably both.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're trying to get back to that, I'll call it lower end market of making it more affordable to grade low value cards, which, oh, by the way, if they keep this up, they're calling this the July special. Is this becomes
a monthly thing or quarterly thing at least,
or whatever?
Yeah.
Which then, what does that do? Doesn't that just put us right back in the same spot we were a year and a half ago, 2 years ago?
Well, what's the turnaround's 5 months, right?
150 days, 5 months.
Okay.
Which, let's see if they hit that target.
Right.
I'm not optimistic.
I want to see. We're going to see plenty of videos on the actual turnaround times with that.
Right.
If PSA starts doing the same thing they've always done, then
and it starts taking 8 months and 10 months and 12 months.
I have no tolerance for it. It's got to be what you say is what you do at this point. Because we see SGC on the other hand telling us 10 business days and they're getting it back in 3 business days, and they're like, we're going to lower our promised timeline because we're actually exceeding it. It's like,
we're delivering on, just, you know what? If PSA said it's going to take 18 months, at least then I could make a informed decision about if I want to send my cards there or not.
Right.
The fact that they're going to say 5 months, again, we'll see. They might be able to pull it off. Let's not, completely dismiss that possibility yet.
So I have a theory of why PSA spun up the July special.
Okay.
I think they looked at the pop report and they said, wait a second, we don't have 15,000 Wander Francos?
That's a good
Gavin
theory.
Lux has more Wander Francos in the pop report. We got to do something about this.
Who is hurt now, by the way, Wander Frank.
Yeah, Wander Frank took a Hunter Green basketball off his wrist.
Yeah.
That'd break your wrist too.
That's good for his hobby. That's for sure.
No one cares right now. They're like, Julio Rodriguez is a stud, which he is. He's killer. What he made the All-Star
game. Yeah.
Bobby Witt's a stud.
Yeah. It's okay. It's a good class.
I think we'll be all right.
But
you're putting a stack together. You told me
I am.
earlier,
Yeah.
right?
I'm because of the $18 deal. I'm putting together a stack of kind of low end stuff that I want to get graded, vintage stuff that I've just been holding on to because the price of grading didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
This is more reasonable. I don't think this is a sign of them going even lower. It's hard for me to imagine them going ever again below $15, let's say.
Yeah, I would say 18 is the threshold or the baseline at this point. But then again, I didn't think they would touch 18.
Good point. I thought 25 might be the lowest they would go. Here we are. Yeah. So the last thing I think we should talk about, you had a show in Coeur d'Alene on Saturday, and I am excited to hear about it. I've only heard little snippets, and I want you to tell me, it was the first show that you've really been part of the coordination effort and setting it up.
Yeah, well, it's the first show that I've been exclusively a dealer.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so there was a lot of firsts.
You wore a lot of hats.
Yeah. First off, running it was no problem. There's about 15 dealers that were setting up and working, and they were awesome. I met some of them in Missoula when we were out there.
Okay.
So some of those guys came back out to the Coeur d'Alene show to support it. And then some local Spokane and Coeur d'Alene folks. And thank you to all the folks that watched the show last week and then came back out to support the show. It was really fun hearing, I watched you guys on the fly, and now we're at the booth talking because of that. Small hobby community. You realize that. really quickly.
Yeah.
Some of these events. Couple takeaways.
Okay.
Number one, I love being a dealer. I loved it. You know, we talk all the time, like, take a box, go sell it. That's the best way to do it, instead of grinding it out sometimes. It's really fun, actually, just laying a bunch of boxes out there and watching people try to, like, build stacks to buy from you. It's like...
They're trying to bundle.
Yeah, they're trying to bundle. And, like, some of the stuff you don't... the stuff that you think is worth a lot isn't really worth as much as you think, but the stuff that you think is crap, people like. It's just the collectors, the depth of collectors is so rich, and you see that at shows. I was telling you earlier, the thing about being a dealer that's neat is when you're there as a buyer, you're walking around and you're trying to find stuff, and you're limited to what the dealer has available.
Right.
But as a dealer, you're literally just you're selling stuff, but you get to see everybody's stuff they bring to you. You don't have to move. You sit there and they bring it to you, and you can just say yes or no. Here's what I'll pay. You want to trade this and combine this? It was so much fun. I mean, Kai walked out with multiple hundreds of dollars. He sold all of his Pokemon.
Nice.
Jackson walked out with multiple hundreds. I mean, they both got in the car and they were like, "Dad, when's the next one? Like, we want to do this again." It was really fun. They went back home by the next morning. They're already building out rows of stuff that we learned would sell well at the show. It was such a blast, and the community was awesome. It was steady traffic for most of the day. The last couple hours were dry, but
was it a lot of people coming up wanting to sell stuff, trade?
Yeah, there was a lot of people coming up. What I did notice, I talked to all the dealers afterwards, and the surprise they had was I brought a lot of wax out, and I moved maybe 10 of my 500 boxes I brought out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, blasters to retail, and that was the same story from everybody. Nobody was buying wax. Nobody was really buying modern stuff outside of like Herbert's and the big boys.
Josh
Allen, Kobe Bryant. A lot of Davis Mills talk. Everybody talking Davis Mills. I mean, no joke. Probably 5 or 6 guys in a matter of a couple hours are like, "What do you got for Davis Mills? I want to buy it all."
Wow.
I was like, who's that?
Right. I have nothing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but the constant theme that I heard from the dealers was, I can't believe how much high-end stuff is moving. Like, I want to say at least half the dealers did over $10,000 in sales, which for a small show like that, I think is pretty good. They were all really happy. And if
vintage?
You didn't,
what was the vintage vibe?
There was a couple dealers that had vintage. The guy I ran it with, Tom, had some vintage, moved a lot. There was a dealer next to him that had a lot of vintage, sold almost all of it. So vintage was
moving and shaking.
Yeah, I mean,
not surprising.
And there wasn't a lot of graded vintage.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of raw vintage moving.
Yeah, I think it's this kind of trend towards raw again. Everything comes. You stay in the hobby long enough, you'll see what is not cool anymore become cool again.
Yeah.
And we saw slabs become the big deal. I feel like the shift is happening back towards raw vintage again. That doesn't mean slabs are going away. I'm not saying anything like that. So
to that point, it was funny, and Matt will relate to this, because we bought a collection you're going to see in about a month from a guy named Joey in Oregon, and it was a bunch of like PSA 8s, PSA 9s of pretty good players, not like second, third year stuff.
Okay.
Stuff that I think we could probably move at $20 to $40 per slab on eBay. Well, a local shop out of Kalispell walks up to me, goes, "I'll buy everything. I'll buy that entire box for you." And I said, "Okay, what do you want to pay?" We agreed to $35 a slab.
Okay.
And there was 80 slabs in there. I could have moved it for probably $45 a slab, but for me to take cash was a great deal.
Done.
And for him, he's like, in the card shop, I can take a PSA 8 of somebody and move it for $50 because that's a lower entry price for a kid or somebody else they can afford.
Yep.
And you don't think about that, like in the eBay world, you think, okay, there's so much competition out there, and PSA 7s and 8s move down the list of importance.
Right.
In a shop, it becomes much more important to them.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Would have never found that out.
Great deal for everybody. And you paid way less than $35 a slab, I'm sure.
Yep.
So that worked out for everybody in that deal.
It did. It was good.
That's
I
awesome.
loved it. I'm ready for the next one.
When is the next one?
We're going to try to host one again in October.
Okay.
There'll be one in Missoula in September that I think we're going to go down. The boys and I are going to go down and run a booth down there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you got enough stuff to sell, so and we're we're going apparently to buy some more stuff to sell, right?
Yeah.
So,
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that. That'll be on a Chasing Cardboard episode coming to a theater near you. And
check out today's Chasing Cardboard episode.
We did do
just
it.
Released.
Just released. Well, I wasn't in it.
Yeah.
That's my biggest complaint about it.
Yeah. You're
Whatever.
very selfish.
I thought the episode was great.
Thank you.
So I loved it. I actually got to watch it for the first time when it was released. Like, I don't want to know what all is going on. I like to be surprised.
Well, you kept stopping me. You're like, so what did you do here? What did you do here? I'm like, Mike, just watch the episode. Right. It's right there.
And I did. Yeah. So that's it, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Back in our seats.
Back in our homes, in our seats, not in the car. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll catch you soon.
See ya.
Keep collecting.